Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Liam Smith. A disappointed Liam Smith, however, but wasn't your family's night last night, wasn't Callum's night last night, but how's Callum feeling first and foremost?
He, brutally honest with you, he's gutted, devastated, sat cried his eyes out. He's just gutted, he lost, and I think he's gutted more he lost than the way he did, the manner he did. He just didn't perform. Obviously it's down to how good Canelo is really, but he's just like, he just said, I don't mind if he beats the best version of me, and he was openly honest and said he still probably beats the best version of me, but he just gutted he didn't really perform. It's
his left arm, which is his lead arm, so it's difficult to box when your lead arm's not working, right, isn't it?
Like, look, it's horrific. It's a bad injury what he got, but the injury come by what Canelo was doing, so you can't really complain about it too much. The injury was caused by Canelo punching it, so you have to kind of credit him in a sense, you know what I mean? And he was aiming for the arm. It was a bit. It's known he's done it before to taller fighters, and obviously it's just a bit of a freak injury. Obviously you can punch it all night sometimes, and Callum said he used to get that off the Uzbeks and the Kazakhs when he used to go away on the squads, and sometimes it doesn't swell like that, but this time it's done that, and obviously we had to see what it actually is he's done.
When you watched the fight, did you realise the injury will happen early on in the fight, because Callum didn't seem to be throwing his left hook as much as he used to, because he normally throws that left hook quite openly, but not against Canelo.
We were screaming. Canelo give him the shot what we all thought he wanted. Canelo come with the right hook over a lot. He comes with either he feints and left hooks round, or he left hooks right hooks, but he give that, and Callum's best shot to catch left hook, and we were saying to him, he gave you that shot. He said, I know, but I couldn't throw it. He said, if he hits the glove or hits the elbow, I could probably get it off. He's hitting that arm, and eventually, you seen last night, he couldn't lift his arm. He couldn't lift his arm up at the end, and he said, obviously that was from round 4. His arm was just dead, which is again a compliment and a testament to Canelo. It was obviously a plan, and it works, so it's just the same as really landing a shot.
I was going to say, do you think that was a tactic of Canelo? Because Callum does have a high guard, a tight guard, and it's hard to get your punches off to the head clean, so do you think that was a tactic of Canelo's to hit the arm and maybe force his arms down?
I think, I'm sure Fielding said he done it to him, and somebody else has said it. I can't even remember if he tried to do it to me, but he done it, and it worked wonders, you know what I mean? And take nothing away from him, he's class. Anyone thinks he's fading away, or people are beating him. You can't name me a fighter, and you can't name me a fighter around 168 or 160 who beats him.
Callum's obviously disappointed in the ring, but he sort of hinted, well, never hinted, he said that he was going to move up to 175. Maybe his best days at 168 is past him. Do you see Callum's future? Obviously he's going to go and spend some quality time with his family, get the arm healed up, but do you see Callum moving up to 175 in the future?
It's a conversation he's got to have with himself and the close team around him. Maybe his 3 brothers. It's just like said, he feels he's lost his snap the last 2 fights. Obviously, I think this time round the rehydration was fine. That's what he's wondering to himself. It's hard to look snappy and powerful against Canelo, because he's just a solid lump. He makes lots of fights look like they can't punch, and obviously when you're hitting fresh air, you're always going to look slow. So he's just got to really have a think about himself, because you've seen him all week, mate. He's done the weight very well, and just he just obviously didn't feel the best in there. So for him to say stuff like that, so he's just got to have that conversation with himself. And you know, if he goes to 175, it might give him that snap back. And obviously he was a massive puncher, and felt as soon as he puts them little gloves on, anybody lands, he'll have an effect on him. I think he thinks he's lost that feeling.
You fought Canelo, and it seemed that he was hard. Callum found it difficult to really connect on him because his defensive skills are so hard. You've been in the ring with him. How hard is it to hit Canelo clean?
I think defensively he's the best fighter in the world by a country mile, and he just rides shots so well, blocks shots so well, and it's just so hard to land clean on him. And he's special, and he is a good fighter, and you've just got to take your hat off to people like that sometimes.
What to ask as well, I mean, as a fellow Brit, do you think Billy Joe Saunders has any chance against somebody like Canelo? Is Canelo just too good for everybody?
I'd hope so, and if the fight got made, I'd hope, but again, to be honest with you, no, I don't. I just think that he's getting better. You know, he's 30. I don't think Billy Joe is solid enough at 168. He's got a style that can't cause anyone problems, Billy Joe. Southpaw, but again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you lies. No, I don't think in Billy Joe's defence, I don't think anyone beats him. Benavidez, Plant, Demetrius Andrade, nobody beats him. The only person I could see troubling him, and I still wouldn't be hugely confident and I wouldn't be willing to bet money on it, is Artur Beterbiev, because he's solid and
that's
push Canelo back probably. So I wouldn't even be confident in Bivol beating him.
Jumping back to Callum, and Callum always says that his goal is to become a world champion. Like he's set himself goals since he's turned pro. British champion, world champion, unified world champion. He's always set himself new goals. Is the new goal now for Callum 2-weight world champion?
It'll be a 2-weight world champion or 2-time world champion. It'll be, he's 30. The first defeat broke his heart, and that'll give him. You'll see a better fighter next time around. Obviously, he'll learn from things, whether he learns, stuff off Canelo, what Canelo was doing. But you'll see a better fighter when he comes back. He's tasted defeat now.
You've tasted the defeat, and that you're obviously distraught. What sort of advice have you given? Because you are his big brother, I'm sure he leans on you for advice. But what sort of advice have you given him after his first defeat?
There's not much I could have given, mate. He was there's no consolation to him yesterday. He lost his world title. He had his first defeat. He was devastated. He was heartbroken, and words would have just been words to him. Obviously, I'll fly home with him today, and I'll speak to him properly. But I just think he's in defeat. He's still tick box. He's ticked the other side of the box with no quit in him. He showed massive balls, a very good chin, and you never ever question his willingness and his heart now to stay in a fight. He could have easy of being pulled through the arm in. It's easy to throw injury in when it's visible to see, but then why you quit with a bit of a sore arm? No, there's no quit in him. He showed he's got loads of balls, and he'll stay there till the end.
I heard rumours that Gallagher, the corner Joe Gallagher, was going to pull him out after 10 rounds because of the arm injury, and it was so bad. But would you have liked to have seen him pulled out? Nope. You're quite happy there.
Yeah. And I just think the way the fight was going, if Joe pulls that after 10, you've got the minority of people who thought, fair decision. You're miles behind on points. You're starting to get marked up a little, and your arm's gone. But I say now I know Callum is that he's cut from the same cloth as me, Paul, and Stephen. In that sense, I said after I boxed Canelo, Joe asked me after the second knockdown, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't dare." And you openly see that on the video. And Callum would have been the exact same. There would have been eruptions if he pulled Callum, but the fans would have said, how can you pull someone who's he hasn't even been wobbled? After the fight, Callum said he's not a massive puncher, he's solid. he finds gaps, but he's still not a massive puncher. He is explosive and solid, and Callum would have caused murder if the fight got pulled.
I want to quickly jump on to you then. I mean, being around this fight week again and stuff like that, you've not fought in a year. Has this gave you the buzz to get back in that ring?
Yeah, massively, but like, it's given me a buzz being around, like, obviously being around Jesse Vargas, talking about that fight. Obviously Eddie had the both of us again.
He said to me yesterday on my interview with him that you've been calling him out jokingly, and he says, and I spoke to you off camera last night at the bar. I said what he said, that is his friendly style, and he's like, oh, let's get it on, let's just get it on. So he's up for it, you're up for it. What's the problem, do you think?
It should be done now. I think Eddie's probably seen a little bit of a buzz about it now, and he will be looking to make it. He said he's going to make it in the first quarter of next year. I think that March 13th bill's perfect. Estrada and
Chocolatito, yeah.
But we'll see. Obviously, I'll get
back
home
in
and speak
Mexico.
to. I'll get home. It might be here, Texas. I'll get home and speak to MTK, and MTK will obviously speak to Eddie, and hopefully we can get that fight.
Well, then, I won't keep you much longer, man. You've been an absolute joy this week for me, apart from the ping pong and the table tennis. But other than that, it's been an absolute joy, man. I've enjoyed my time here in the bubble with you, so thanks for that. Thanks for your time on IFL TV. Safe flight home, enjoy Christmas, and hopefully I'll catch up with you soon.
Sam, mate. Safe flight, sir.
Thanks, Liam.
Sam, mate.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.